Hey guys, Jake here, coming at you with another math lesson today. Today we're going to be talking about how to convert degrees into radians. So when you're dealing with angles in really any sort of a situation in a pre-calculus or even geometry class, sometimes you have to convert between degrees and radians. So I want to talk about that today. So really it's quite a straightforward process. I don't like to call anything easy because, what's easy for one person may not be easy for someone else. That's totally fine. But it is very straightforward. It's really a one-step process, so I'm going to explain that to you. To convert degrees to radians, all you have to do is multiply the degrees measure that you have by pi radians over 180 degrees. And I'm going to give you a little trick that is going to help make it a lot easier for you to remember this. Okay? Before we do that though, if you haven't already, go check out jakesmathlessons.com/precalculus-study-guide or scan this QR code in the upper right hand corner of your screen. I just came out with a pre-calculus or college algebra study guide recently. It's going to save you a ton of time as you work on homework, study for tests, all that kind of stuff. Trust me, you definitely want to go check that out. But there's more info here at this URL, so you can go learn more about that. But back to degrees and radians. So like I said, all you have to do to convert between degrees and radians is multiply by pi radians over 180 degrees. And I know this looks weird, having the radians and the degrees written in there, but it's important, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's jump into an example here. Let's think about this. Let's say we want to convert 87.4 degrees into radians, okay? What a lot of people do is just take that 87.4 and multiply it by pi over 180, okay? That's totally fine. That does get you to the right answer. You just want to be very careful if you're going to do it that way. And what I mean by this way is you've just dropped off all the units that you're using. So like you've dropped off the degrees from the 87.4, you drop off the radians from the pi and the degrees from the 180. You just want to be careful if you're going to do that. Because what that requires is that you have to kind of just mentally know that you started with degrees and you're converting this to radians. So whatever your answer whatever answer you end up with at the end, whatever you get, you just need to know that that is a radian measure. So when you're labeling your answer, you need to label it radians. So if you're going to do this, in this sort of a situation, you have a decimal degree. It probably makes sense to just plug this whole thing into your calculator, okay? And get some decimal and then round it to 3 decimal places or whatever the case is. And that would be your answer. So let's actually do that calculation. I'll bring my calculator over here and we'll actually calculate what that is just so I can show you what that actually looks like. So if we take pi divided by 180, remember we want to kind of keep our order of operations when we're doing stuff in the calculator like this. So we'll do our pi divided by 180 first. So pi divided by 180, and then times that by 87.4. And we get 1.525. And then again, we just want to label that radians, or I'll just say RAD period for short. Okay, so this is the conversion from 87.4 degrees into radians, 1.525 radians, okay? The reason why I say the units can actually be helpful is this right here. Let's think about this one now in terms of actually having our units put on there. We want to convert negative 48.27 degrees into radians. Let's keep our degrees and our radians written in there. So we want to take negative 48.27 degrees times pi radians over 180 degrees. Okay, here's why this is really nice, because having the units left on there is actually gonna help you remember how this works, because a lot of people I've found get confused about converting degrees to radians versus radians into degrees. And I'll make another video about radians into degrees, but basically with one of them you multiply by pi over 180, and with the other one you flip it and you multiply by 180 over pi. How do you remember which is which? Well, if you keep the units on there, it'll make it very obvious if you've done it wrong. Because look at this multiplication here. If we have this fraction, we have this number times this fraction, think about how you multiply fractions. multiplying fractions, or any number times a fraction, multiplying this number, negative 48.27 degrees, by this fraction is basically the same as saying negative 48.27 degrees over 1 times pi radians over 180 degrees, okay? And to multiply fractions like this, you just multiply straight across. However, something that's on the top of one fraction can actually cancel with something on the bottom of the other. And that's exactly what happens with our units. Our degrees, you could think of the degrees themselves, just the unit measured degree, that little symbol, think of it as like an actual piece of that number. So when you have a degree on the numerator and a degree on the denominator, they cancel. And so what you'll end up getting is just, this number times pi all over 180. So if we actually do that calculation again, if we do 48.27, but then we'll make it negative, and then multiply that by pi, and then divide that by 180, we'll end up with negative 0.842. But we also want to keep in mind, look at what units we have. Our degrees canceled each other out, but we still have radians. So we still have our unit of radians. So the reason why it's nice to keep your units on there is because if you put that in the wrong order, let's say, for example, if we did negative 48.27 degrees times 180 degrees over pi radians, look what will happen. The degrees no longer would cancel because they're both on the top of the fractions, right? So you'd basically end up with something, you'd end up with, some number, whatever it is, with 2 degrees and radians. That doesn't make any sense. That's complete nonsense, right? So this just does not make any sense. Up here, our degrees canceled out because one was on the top, one was on the bottom. So if your degrees are on the same side of the fraction, or if your radians are on the same side of the fraction, if you're converting the other way, that is a really quick indicator that you've flipped your fraction upside down. So that can help you actually remember to convert from degrees to radians. We want to times it by pi radians over 180 degrees so that the 180 degree, the degree part, cancels with the degree part that we started with, just leaving us with radians. Okay, so let's do one last quick example because this one's going to be a little bit different because it actually is, a nice whole number that we might actually be able to kind of get our radians in exact form instead of having to type it into a calculator and get some messy decimal. So let's say we have 345 degrees times pi radians. I'm sorry, this has become a mess. 345 degrees times pi radians over 180 degrees. So let's think about this fraction, 345 over 180. That might be able to simplify a bit because it looks like these are both going to be, let's see, we can kind of test this out. 345, what's that going to be divisible by? Let's try kind of the biggest unit we could think of first. What if we divide it by 45? Is that going to work? No. Okay, what about 345 divided by 15? Yes, so we can divide 345 by 15, 180 by 15. So it is going to simplify. So if we get 345 degrees over 180 degrees times pi radians, this is actually going to simplify down a little bit at least. So 345, so the denominator will simplify down to 12, and then 345 divided by 15 is 23. So this is really not great. 23 over 12 is really not that great, but 23 over 12 pi is, now we at least have our radians in exact form. So it's not really going to simplify down any further than that. So it's not that great of a, fraction that we can simplify down, but, you could also plug this into your calculator and get some decimal, round it to 3 decimal places, or you can leave this radians in exact form, just like this, 23 over 12 pi radians. So that's it. If you got some value out of this video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. And like I said, go check out jakesmathlessons.com/precalculus-study-guide or scan that QR code. And if you want to keep this brain train rolling, go check out that video right over there. I promise you're going to get a ton of use out of that one too. And I'll see you next time.